So if you're thirsty, maybe you have a cup of Joe. If you need a pick-me-up and you're not a caffeineaholic, have a cup of Joe. If you just want to move forward for that day, have a cup of Joe. Well, in 2020, the summer, I needed a cup of Joe. You see, I was a COVID casualty. My 20 years in the fitness world, my role was eliminated. And I was left wondering, what's the next step in my journey to reach my maximum potential and make a maximum impact in others' lives? And that led me to the notion of coaching. So I began to question, began to do some research, meet with people about what impact a leadership life coach would have on business leaders. So I did over 30 different interviews, which was awesome, with business leaders. And I can bore you with some numbers and stats, but everything I found can be summed up in the story of Joe. See, I met Joe about 4 years ago. We played in a men's basketball league together and we became acquaintances. Well, in the middle of my COVID crisis, he reached out and said, if you need any help getting into the IT world, I may be able to draw some relationship for you. I said, thank you very much, Joe. Several weeks later, he followed up and he said, hey, how are things going? Very thoughtful. I said, Joe, I think I'm moving to becoming a leadership life coach. Joe said, I'd love to sit down and talk to you. So we met at a restaurant over a cup of Joe. And Joe began to share his story. You see, Joe was 40 years old, business professional, over 15 years in the IT space, successful customer service, sales, leadership. Joe did extremely well with his family, committed to his family, 3 kids, relationships, and faith was extremely important to Joe. His view of God and his concept of how he involved with the church was fundamental to his belief about making an impact. And then Joe began to share, though, there was a part of him that just felt restless, like he was just stagnant, kind of stuck. Like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, or like doing your laundry. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. See, he was doing good, but he just wasn't feeling satisfied that he was making the best impact he could. He needed clear vision. And that was also affecting his confidence, his sense of joy, and how he felt like he was showing up, for his family. So Joe asked, and we met for several weeks. And I began to coach and began to give him feedback. And during that journey, amazing happened. Joe got a clear vision of what his purpose was and the impact it would make on others, how he could combine his passion and combine his business sense and move forward in power. And that changed everything. It was a game changer for Joe. And I thought, wow, how many other Joes are out there that have that story? And the research I did found the same thing. Most people are not clear. On a scale of 1 to 10, the average was 5 on how clear business leaders were with their vision and the direction they were headed. So in this journey, my vision became clear. I knew that if I could make an impact in others' lives and move them to their potential and coach them through that journey, the power of coaching would move them forward. So I began to wonder, how about you? Are you thirsty? Do you need a pick-me-up? Do you need to move forward? Do you need that cup of Joe? Drink from the cup of coaching. And I became clear that the power of coaching can move people forward to their potential and help them see maximum results in their life, their leadership, and their business. So, what are you waiting for? Let's have a cup of Joe.